Let's talk about content creation and how it can help us in our business. Now, every day, millions of people browse the internet looking to either be entertained, to learn stuff, or to figure out how to solve a particular problem. In all of this, there's a massive opportunity for businesses to be discovered and to thrive online. What's content and what is that all about? So content is literally any piece of information that is packaged in a way that it can be consumed by us humans. So whether it is that we're watching something online, we're listening to something, or we're reading something, we are consuming content. That's what the internet is pretty much made up of. Now, the process behind getting that content in a way that we can consume it, this is what content creation is all about. Someone has to put the time in and put the effort in to package that and put everything together and present it as a piece of content. So now that we understand what content creation is, we're going to look at various types of content and see various ways in which they can be used. Okay, so we've got a few different types of content. We've got images, we've got written content, we've got audio, and we've got video. So first of all, images. A lot of us share images online all the time, whether we take them ourselves or if someone else send us an image and we want to share it, like a photo or whatever. That is a piece of content, and we're creating it all the time on our mobile phones and sharing it. Now, in the same vein, we could do the same thing for our business and put together images that are strategic to what we do. So it depends on who you are. You're going to choose different types of these options of types of content to use. But in terms of images, you would think automatically a photographer, right? A photographer, they're taking photos all the time and they want to be able to share that and show their expertise, show their skills, whether they are doing landscape photography, whether they're doing portraits, or whether they're just doing some kind of extreme type of photography. So this is what is going to be their portfolio. They can put that on, say, Facebook, Instagram, or they can have it on their website. Other people that could use this type of content, I would say, would be, let's say, a designer or a chef or a restaurant that's presenting food and they want to be able to actually show what their meals look like. So the next one is written content. Now, this is everywhere. We read articles all the time. There are blog posts, even tweets on Twitter. Written content is a very popular way of us consuming the information that we need to consume in our own time. And it is something that we're used to, whether it is from reading books offline or to be reading the newspaper. The same thing happens online, but someone, has to go behind producing that. So that's an option that I think any type of business can use to present the information that they're trying to present, to paint a certain picture about their business or to provide some kind of value. Audio. Now, this is one of the most flexible ways and one of my favorite ways of actually consuming information, because the point about audio is this: you don't have to literally be fixated visually on what you're listening to, like in a video or like with a photo or by reading. You can literally be doing anything and be listening to audio. I've been driving and listening to podcasts. I've been doing dishes or just doing something else, and I'm still able to consume the information in a valuable way. Even with videos, I sometimes don't have time to look at the screen when I have a video on, so I'll just have it on in the background and I'll listen to the audio. So that's something to bear in mind as well when you are producing things like videos, to make sure that you have your audio very clear, very well presented, so that even if someone's not able to see what you're showing on screen, let's say you're showing slides, you're talking through whatever it is that's on screen. Talking about video, that's the next content type, and that is actually my favorite. It's my number one way to present the content that I produce. It's something that I really love, and I feel like it brings us closer together. Video has this thing about it where right now I'm looking at you, and I feel like we're making more of a connection. I can't see you, you can see me, but it's almost as if you're right in front of me and I'm talking straight to you, keeping eye contact, and that helps to build rapport. It helps to build up trust. It helps to realize that, I'm a human being just like you, and you can feel that connection there. So video is one of the most effective ways. I encourage all of you to use video where possible, because in the future, as of like say 2019, for example, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg said that Facebook is going to be pretty much primarily run on video. So you're going to have most of the content on there in video. They're already doing big things over there with video. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, and as you can see, you can find pretty much anything on YouTube, and it's a very, very big way for you to be discovered. So a lot of people have issues with video because they don't want to necessarily be in front of a camera to present, and they're shy or they can't overcome certain fears. But I mean, I'm not perfect. I really struggle sometimes when I try to make a video. I have to do like multiple takes and psych myself up, but it gets easier. I used to nitpick every little thing and think about, okay, I've said too many times, or I've said this too many times, and I used to have to try and edit things out. But the thing is, it comes with being comfortable in your own skin and being able to be confident in what you're presenting. And as long as you know what you're talking about, and you know that, what, people will realize that you're trying to present something that is beneficial to them, then that helps you to overcome that fear. But again, like I said, it comes with practice, and there's certain techniques that you have to really try and figure out to be comfortable knowing that, okay, all your equipment is set up right, especially when you're a one-man band like me and you don't have anyone behind the camera, making sure that your angles are right, making sure that the settings are okay, and your audio is coming through okay. These are things that you got to really focus on. I'm biased, in case you didn't realize, towards video. I will embrace a lot of the other types of content as well, but the number one thing, if you can focus on anything, focus on video. So now I'm going to give you some strategic tips as to how you can go about getting your content game together. Number one is to figure out the goal. What's the objective of what you're trying to accomplish with a piece of content that you're looking to produce? So when you figure that out, so for example, are you looking for someone to attend an event? Are you looking for someone to buy a product? Are you looking for them to subscribe to your YouTube channel, or take some other kind of action? Once you know what that end goal is, the next thing is to actually plan everything else around it. What is your value proposition? What is it that you are going to provide as an incentive for people to actually consume the information? You're going to offer them some kind of free product? Are you going to offer them some training on something? Are you going to help them to solve a particular problem? What is it that people are coming to your piece of content to get from it? So you have to provide that upfront value, and then you can go in for the ask after. You can say, you know what, subscribe to my channel, sign up to my newsletter, whatever it is that you need them to do, but you have to provide value. That is obviously going to make things a lot easier once you understand what value you can bring as an upfront incentive. Research. So you have to actually pay attention to whatever the information is that you're presenting, and making sure that it is reliable, it is credible, and it is not going to lead people down the wrong path. So even though you might think that you know something, I always try and do some research. It could be as simple as Googling something, or checking it in a book, or checking someone else's video, or checking someone else's blog post, just to make sure that you are in alignment with what you're supposed to be saying, or the information that you're supposed to be presenting. The next thing I'm going to say is develop a system and a plan for how you are going to produce your content. So whichever type of content you're producing, whether it's a podcast, whether it's doing writing, have the steps outlined how you are going to go about producing that piece of content. And as you produce more content, you can refine and fine tune it to make sure that you're being as efficient as possible, so it doesn't become burdensome every time you need to produce a piece of content, because you already know what the common steps are that you find easy for yourself when you are going to produce. The most important of them all, be yourself and have fun. Just have fun with the content, because people want to see that, you're not just this stiff person like I am sometimes. We all have to start somewhere, but the more you do things and the more you show your personality and the more you're confident, just have fun with it. and that will come across, and that's what people want to see. Even if the content that you're producing or you're presenting is the same thing that's been like used over and over and over, you're presenting it in your own unique way. Everyone's got their own voice, everyone's got their own brand, everyone's got their own personality, right? So most of the times people can engage with the person rather than the content more. So I might be able to consume something from one person and not get it straight away because either they are too hyperactive or they're too they're not very clear, they're not very they're not very easy to listen to. If it's a piece of audio or a video, if it's in writing, maybe they haven't got the best writing skills. But the point of the matter is, if you hear it from somebody else and they inject some of their personality, crack a few jokes or whatever, I'm not that necessarily that type of person. I'm not saying you should always be cracking jokes and so on. Be professional, and you know, depending on what your brand is and what you're trying to present, but be authentic. That's the main thing. Be authentic, and that comes down to having fun and being yourself. Question: let me know what your favorite type of content is and why in the comments. Just let me know, leave a comment there, and that's all I've got for you for now. Like this video if you like it, share it with your friends and your family, and subscribe to the channel for more informative videos like this.